That's why people hate talking to smart people, because you just ruin things for people.
That's why Trump won.
You and your goddamn research, man.
What they
the
be
real
saying,
story.
Corey? Nerd.
You know what? He's full of shit, y'all. They kill each other all the time. Don't y'all worry about it. Sharks, monkeys, all of them, everything. Giant ass rhinos. Don't ever tell you nothing, man. Hey, know y'all's history. Don't believe these lies. Everyone, just a quick reminder to join me for a night of sit-down comedy at the Broadway Comedy Club, December 13th, this time in the big room. Get your tickets by going to doubletoastedny.com, broadwaycomedyclub.com, or simply doubletoasted.com. And I'll see you soon. Gladiator Dos. Yes, people. Took a long time to get this sequel going, but it's finally here. And you know, you're probably thinking, well, what was the justification for having a sequel? I mean, it was good enough. You know, in the first one, we had the great Russell Crowe as Maximus. And Maximus, if y'all remember, people are like, why we even continuing? Maximus was known in that movie as the greatest gladiator ever. Mm-hmm. No one was better.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Oh, people, everybody was entertained. The movie went over. Did it win Best Picture?
Yes, it did.
Won Best Picture.
It's a classic.
It's considered to be a classic. Oh, very quotable, as you can see. This obviously he's not entertained.
Frankly, no.
I wanted my money back.
You'll find out on my comment card.
No, I'm not entertained. But so what's the reason? I mean, we already had the greatest gladiator ever. Not going to get anybody better than that, or will we? See, this time, we are continuing the story with, because y'all saying, you know, spoiler alert, Maximus died. Yeah, people. Yeah. But, you know, if y'all remember the last movie, Maximus had a baby. Hey. Lucius is out there. And hey, you know, Lucius just might have some of that badass gladiator blood in him. And we're gonna find out, because see, Lucius, he's a little different from his daddy Maximus. He's trying to live a quieter life. But you know, in these times of the Romans, they don't let nobody.
No.
You know, they don't let nobody live a nice life. No, they gotta everybody, they gotta conquer everybody. Mm-hmm. So when Lucius' city is attacked, oh my God, Lucius, be quiet. When Lucius' city is attacked and his wife is killed, well, the Romans, just like they do with everybody, they first take a man and put him into slavery, and then they have fun with him by making them gladiators and making them fight. Turns out that my man is as good as his daddy.
Yeah, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No, it does not.
He's got them fight genes.
Yeah.
It runs in the family.
The old angry ass Apple. Mean ass Apple. Apple with skills. This man is taking down everybody. He got them good gladiator genes inside of him, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Boy, even Denzel said, "Goddamn, boy."
that big ass grin he got. That big ass smile he got.
I need to take you on a gladiator training day. You got one day only to show what you got in the arena. Yeah. Denzel, who plays the character of Macrinus. Macrinus is him. He himself used to be a slave. He himself used to be a gladiator. In fact, he knows how to pick gladiators because he spent some time out there putting in some work. But now he says, I'm just a noble arms dealer. I don't do that stuff no more. I just watch. But you, Lucius, boy, you got something special in you. And I see you as a way to, well, we can help each other. See, Lucius wants revenge for the death of his wife. And my man Macrinus says, you know what? I can probably help you get that if you stick with me, son. But, you know, I want a little something in return. You know, just a little something like power. I want to run everything in Rome. Can they actually help each other? And is Macrinus one to be trusted? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Gladiator 2. And a lot of people, I remember early on, they had some screenings for this. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people saying it is not just a good sequel. It is one of the best movies ever.
Who said that?
They
Damn.
they said that. Are them and they right? Let's take a look. So there's a you probably heard it before. There's an old expression that is called "jump the shark." Let me see how I can explain this.
Okay, here we go.
So yeah, because you don't know this.
I do not.
There's
You,
an
you ever
expression.
heard this expression?
Oh no.
No, there's this expression called "jump the shark."
Yeah.
Let me explain it to you. So maybe it'd be helpful if I even gave you the origin. So this came from a TV show back in the day. I think I've told you this before. Happy Days, where you had your character Fonzie, who was so cool and did a lot of crazy stunts on motorcycles and whatnot. One day, the show just got to a point where Fonzie could not do any more cooler stuff. So they said, how can we up his coolness? And they actually had him jump over a water tank on skis, on water skis.
Yeah.
And in that tank was a shark. Oh, does he make it? Well, you just have to go and see for yourself. But so jump the shark became an expression for when a TV show just ran out of ideas and just couldn't do anything else to top its quality or its big moments. They did something crazy.
Yeah, the show's been on too long. So Happy
Yeah.
Days was a show about an American family in the 50s, much like that 70s show. And yet we reached a point where this guy who was just a greaser, a thug,
Yeah.
is now jumping sharks.
But that's for anything. A show that doesn't have anything else to do. They
Right.
just totally ran out of ideas. When they actually, but they have to keep going. Well, that's when they say that and anything else now, movies, comics, stories of any kind. If you just ran out of shit to do and now you just doing something crazy to top yourself, you are, my friend, jumping the shark. You could say that Gladiator 2 almost literally jumps the shark. Okay, so here they mostly just float through them because they have a coliseum floor that looks like a fish tank full of sharks, man. So here they just kind of float through them. But that's close enough. Y'all get the point here. I'm not even saying that that's necessarily a bad thing.
Corey.
You seem like you want to beat around something.
No, listen. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but in an attempt to top the scope and spectacle of the first film, this one gets a little over the top. Some level of outrageousness going on here. Or you could even say it gets goddamn ridiculous. Okay? I mean, and listen, it all depends on what angle you're coming at. Because for some people, it could be a lot of fun. For some people, yeah, it could just be too stupid. But I think that whether you like that or not, the thing is that what suffers from being so over the top, outrageous, ridiculous is story and character. One thing I can say about The Last Gladiator is that, it did have an emphasis on character. The whole thing that drove this was Maximus and his, this thing he had going on, this rivalry or anger or this lust for revenge against Joaquin Phoenix's character.
Commodus.
Yeah. So, you can enjoy this, but I would dare say if you're liking this right here, well, we all have become the Romans now. Story, bitch, this ain't bedtime. Ain't nobody trying to hear no story. Yeah, we're here to be entertained.
Right, yeah.
You better kill somebody. Bring some sharks up in there. That is what we are here for. When I say we, it's like whoever is here just for pure spectacle. If that's what you're here for, you get it. Now, whether you want to, make sense of it or not, that's all up to you. Because let's just get this out the way. Shit, let's just talk about this now. Let's just go ahead because everybody's going to keep hearing about this. So let's go ahead and talk about this now. If you can deal with the Coliseum full of sharks, if you're cool with that, then you will be cool with this movie. All right, if you don't question this, or if and you know for goddamn sure can't no sharks be in.
I've seen the Coliseum. It is not watertight.
Yeah.
No.
See, I was gonna ask them. questions, but I'm like, all right, I feel like I'll be an idiot for asking these questions.
No.
Because I was gonna be like, how the sharks get in there?
There's living quarters underneath.
They might as well have gave these sharks sword shields and then let them old Roman helmets.
Right.
And let them fight in the arena, gladiator style. Because listen, I did the research, y'all.
You did the research.
I did the research. I told I would know what I'm talking about. Because if you ask Ridley Scott, you say, man, you can't have no damn sharks in Rome. He's like, I
What?
disagree. He's like, I'll argue with you.
Yeah.
I did the research. So Rome is about 20 miles away from the Tyrrhenian Sea. About 20 miles. Now so if you want to get a shark, you got to capture it. You got to transport it. And all that time, you got to keep it alive.
Yeah.
And then even when you get it to the arena, the Coliseum, you got to make sure the conditions are there to keep it alive.
Right. Keep it alive until the game start. Yes.
Yeah. You have to keep them alive after you bring them there. You got to train them to fight. People, might as well at this point. So yeah, if you can, through all this logic that I'm trying to tell you right now, if you're like, I don't care, then what's going to make you care about any other logical thing up here?
I can go you one better.
What's up?
Having visited the Coliseum when they took us on a tour, and I did research to make sure what they said was true. Gladiators didn't fight to the death. It was more like WWE. Like people,
Really?
people came to be entertained, and if a fight looked like somebody was going to die, they would stop it.
Nobody want to see that shit. Nobody want to see that though. We want to see somebody die.
Because it was expensive to have your gladiator. That was like, he was like, yeah, he was your property, but it's also like, hey, this guy's making me money. I'm taking care of him. They didn't want them killed.
Oh, man.
Well, but like in a movie format, nobody want to see that.
Yeah, see,
Hey,
see,
man,
Martin,
I'm gonna see somebody wave a white flag and shit.
Well, look, I get it. Okay, that's real life. These are the movies. But at the point when they're bringing out sharks and prehistoric rhinos, that's when I kind of go like, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I was willing to go with this, but you've pushed it too far.
So y'all didn't think it was too far when they brought them big ass monkeys earlier in the movie?
well,
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting crazy with this shit.
It was all too much.
so Martin, you mean to tell me that nobody was doing this, beheading people in the
no,
They wasn't.
See,
no.
see,
Every so often a fight, somebody would die, but it was not the norm.
now see, this is why people hate talking to educated people.
You're ruining my movie.
This is why people hate talking to smart people, because you
I know.
just ruin things
I know,
for people.
I know. That's why Trump
you
won.
and your
Nobody-
goddamn
nobody wants to
research,
hear
man.
What they
the
be
real
saying,
story.
Corey? Nerd.
You know what? He's full of shit, y'all. They kill each other all the time. Don't y'all worry about it. Sharks, monkeys, all of them, everything. Giant ass rhinos. Don't let them tell you nothing, man. Hey, know y'all's history. Don't believe these lies. In the third movie, he's gonna ride a T-Rex. Nobody's gonna ask any questions. Nobody's gonna ask any questions at all.
Showing up and shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, y'all. Like I said, man, thing is, if you're there just because it looks cool, yeah, it does look cool. When they were fighting those sharks, I'll admit to you.
I was entertained, yeah.
Yeah,
They
you
went a
know,
little too CG for you guys.
Man, shit, you can't help that.
yeah. Watching this, yeah, I thought it was a well shot set piece. It was cool looking, but I mean, also it's cool looking in a game show kind of way.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, might as well be the
it's
Running
game.
Man.
It's
100
Squid Game.
BC.
Yeah, you need to be quiet, boy. You look excited now. You eyes up.
My bad.
Yeah.
I'm just high.
Yeah, it's big game. I'm gonna throw your ass to the sharks. Yeah, man. Things get so crazy, just like we were talking about. Like we're looking at some of the things up here, man. Things get so crazy. It looks like they're trying to sell toys after a while. Like this man riding his rhino.
Right.
That's He-Man on Battle Cat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's an action figure, y'all. Like if they decide to sell Gladiator 2 toys today, this would be the first one that's out. This man riding a rhino with a big ass mace in his hand. This is Master of the Universe shit right here.
I mean, look at the horn on that thing. Yeah. It's bigger than his head. Yeah, it might as well be a triceratops.
See? But it's what he does with that horn. People say, I don't give a how big it is. What does he kill somebody with it? Yeah. So, yeah, So I don't, you know, like
I mean, let's bring hobbits into this at this point. since we threw in science and facts and history out the window.
yeah, people. This is a boss fight
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's what it is. Yeah.
in a video game. In a movie, it is. There's even a video game element here. This is a boss fight, literally a boss fight. Like you would see in a video game, it's done the same way in the movie. Yeah, people. I don't know, man. The thing is, historical accuracy. You know, obviously not. You're looking for a fun action popcorn flick kind of thing. This. I think this is good for that. You know, if you're just looking for sheer silly ass entertainment, and I'm sorry because this movie wants you to take it seriously, and people want to take this seriously. But y'all look at this right here, and tell me if you know. Come on, y'all.
See, I wasn't trying to think about it.
Why is that?
Good. You know how ridiculous that shit looks? That's why I'm not trying to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, and nobody's telling you. You know, if you want to go in there, shut your brain off. But please don't try to tell me that this is some heavy drama going on. No.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah,
No.
go ahead.
Well, just okay. We get the ridiculous arena fights that looked a little too CG for me, but whatever. Out of the way, the drama of it, the thing to pull you in, it don't really pull you in. I mean, as far as Paul Mescal, I heard some people saying like, man, he didn't bring it. I was like, it's not his fault. It wasn't in the script. There's not much. Like Ridley Scott is all about the historical battles, the battle scene. That's his thing in any one of his movies. But when you get to the actual script and building character, it's just not there. You're following, what's Maximus's son's name? What's
Lucius.
Lucius. Yeah. And the whole like, oh, it turns out he's that kid. And I'm like, oh, is he? Okay, I guess, whatever. Yeah, only in the you got the twin emperors, where it's like, well, we've seen this a million times, Caligula and all. The only person who really had any real spark here was Denzel, and it's only because it's like he's in a different movie than everybody else.
Yeah, people. So, yeah, I don't know who said that this was the greatest movie, and I tell you where that came from. It came from people who saw very early screenings.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw somebody say it's the best movie of the decade.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the people. This is why, for that reason, I temper my opinions, or my expectations rather, about movies when I hear things like that. Again, opinion is objective. It's like if you see it as the greatest movie of the decade, that's fine. But if really, if we're talking about story here, we're talking about character. I do not think it holds up to the first one. I like the first one. I'm not the biggest fan of the first one, like people who were happy they got Best Picture and whatnot.
Yeah, I was so about it.
But it had a story.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It was character driven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know. But it sounds like you enjoy it more than anybody else.
I did. I ain't gonna lie, I did. But I tried to turn my brain off for something. Like you said, monkey fight in the beginning. I was like, I turned my brain off for that.
Mm-hmm.
That other fight, the shark fight, I had to turn my brain off for a lot of things. But I think if you turn your brain off and you kind of just look for what this movie is, just look like Squid Game is in kind of a way. All these different games you have set up. What?
You ain't gonna live that Squid Game.
I'm gonna get it out.
But he's not wrong.
No,
it's fucking Squid
keep
Games.
going. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think Squid Game, but I was thinking. I was like, so this is the Running Man. But okay, go ahead.
What's the Running Man?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. But I was just thinking all these different type of games, because the first one wasn't like that. It wasn't like all these different types of games like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm watching that, I'm like, okay, this reminded me of Squid Games. And I'm having fun with it. I think the action's really good. Characters ain't the best, but I think what was driving me the most, the character-wise, was Denzel. I was just having fun watching Denzel on screen.
Yeah.
He made the movie for me.
Yeah. All right, people. Let me see here. You know what? I'm not doing anything. Why you gotta be like that, man? At least you listen. I came in walking with this today.
You did.
I came in and advertised to them. I said, y'all get ready for it, because I had to do an ad.
Yeah.
And it's when it's too late to try to put some kind of segue on your
I know.
I wasn't coming here trying to be the segue gladiator. No, like that. So, no, people, we have to give a word to our sponsor right now. And y'all see what I'm holding right here? People are like, looks like a sex toy. No, people, this is an electric razor. And this electric razor that I have in my hand right here Because you asked me earlier, man, how come you ain't doing no Manscaped ads? And I was like, well, obviously you did not see the word on there.
Well, you didn't show me that part.
Yeah, people, this is the Chairman Pro from Manscaped. This has 2 interchangeable heads on it. And one is called the Skin Safe 4-blade foil for when you want that baby's bottom, that baby's ass smooth on there. And then they got the Skin Safe stubble trimmer. That's what I've been using lately. Trying to keep a little scruff on the face right here. Trying to get my Gladiator look going on. Ready for the arena. Best thing about it, I tried at one time to use a razor, electronic razor, and tore my face up, mangled me.
Yeah.
Looked like somebody took my face, rubbed it against a tree. It was so bad. Yeah, I just razor burn.
Yeah.
Ingrown hairs.
Like a food grater.
Yeah. Tried to cut my face with a blender. Yeah, people, it was, this actually keeps that to a minimum. I have not had any irritation or any problems or any burns since using this right here. Also, this is waterproof. So you can use this in the shower.
That's good.
Yeah, use in the shower. And that's actually adds to the comfort of everything. I know you're going to like it, so you're probably going to get one anyway. But stop, hold on, don't do anything yet. Let me
there's that sound.
shave a little off the price for you. Yeah. So, hey, listen, y'all. If you put in that code TOASTED, you'll get 20% off at manscaped.com and free shipping with that code. So once again, I love that stuff. I want to thank Manscaped for sponsoring this portion of the show, and I want to thank all of you out there for your support. So getting back into things here, we're talking about how over the top everything is. Some characters are always cool with being over the top. They got those Emperor brothers. Yeah, we've seen this before. Geta and Kara, played by, that's Fred Hetchinger right there, and then Joseph Quinn. Man, they're cartoon characters.
Yeah.
They are straight up cartoon characters to the point where, because they cackling, they pale.
Yeah.
He's looking like a cross between Robert Downey Jr. and Powder. He looking like an ugly chick I dated one time. They listen, Joseph Quinn has even admitted that, there was some cartoonish influences on this. He says that he was influenced by Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, no.
Hey, listen, y'all, I done made that up. He said there was 2 other inspirations being the titular characters of the MTV adult cartoon Beavis and Butthead. So they are the Roman Beavis and Butthead up here. Or they get interchanged to be whatever you want them to be.
Right.
Yeah, man. They even have a pet monkey that wears a dress who might be running things too. We don't know.
I mean, that's straight, stuff Caligula used to do.
Yeah. I actually like that monkey.
And the monkey was cool.
Yeah. So I think it gets to be more of a problem, these characters being over the top when you get to your main characters, mainly Lucius. Paul Mescal is a great actor. What was it? Because he was in another movie.
Yeah.
It was him and his daughter, right?
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it.
I did too. It's like, was it After
Sunshine?
Sun?
After Sun.
Yeah, After Sun. Yeah.
He's great in that film. And everybody's just starting to hear about him. And like, he's still pretty much not that well known, but he's great, man. He plays the character, as you can see, proper rage right there. And it's fun watching him beat the shit out of monkeys that are obviously CG.
Oh my God.
He might as well be fighting Donkey Kong. he might as well be jumping over barrels, man. But there's not much beyond that anger with him, man. I respect the anger. I get where he's coming from. But there were scenes where that could have showed, where he could have showed a different emotional angle. And what I mean, it's not because of him. Like, the script is requiring him to be this man.
Well, it seems like his anger, like, I'm gonna get that general. He was the one who brought the army, wrecked my home, tear all this down. But then later he's very smart. When Denzel's the one like, you got that rage. Yeah, I love that rage. And I was like, I feel like he's not really raging anymore.
Yeah, but he's very serious and mad.
Yeah.
And I just thought, so listen, they're telling you, it's in the description, it's not a spoiler here. He's the son of Maximus. So his mother, Lucilia, who's Connie Nielsen, she returns. You know, they have some scenes together. And I thought, man, this could have been, I understand his anger at his mother. They explain in the movie, but it still could have been some different emotional angle we took from that instead of just continuing to show just him being mad.
We spend so much time on those fights.
Yeah.
That when it comes to the characters, or even the plot itself, they kind of rush through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it loses value.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. With Lucius, like I said, man, I like the character, but just being angry through the whole thing is, I didn't think gave him a lot of depth or a lot of layers in the movie. The only time we see him different is when he's happy about his wife at the start of the film, and that's just a setup for making him mad.
Right. Like the moment you see him with a wife, you just want to take her aside and go, "Oh, sweetheart, I wish there was somewhere you could leave."
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
you ain't gonna be here later on.
It's not so much relationship; it's just a scene to
Right.
give him a purpose to be mad later. Now, getting into Denzel, man. Okay, he's good as Macrinus because Denzel is having the time of his life. Listen, this character he's charismatic, he's funny, he's conniving, he's scheming, and flamboyant as hell sometimes. Denzel ain't gonna ever play gay. Denzel back in the day told Will Smith, "Don't be kissing no man on screen."
Oh, did he?
Yeah, now this is back in the more, homophobic days of Hollywood. I'm sure he would not be saying that today. But yeah, Denzel, he ain't never really played gay. Denzel ain't gonna play gay. But happily flamboyant? Yeah, he will. Yeah, and he'll play it in that Denzel way. I'll partake in women. Sometimes, man. that was actually a line in the movie.
Right.
Sometimes I like women. Sometimes I like men.
That's the closest he'll get to playing gay. Like, the character's probably written as gay. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing
I ain't
that.
doing that shit."
I'll say this one line."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he probably way more gay. There's a y'all better find somebody else. See, that the problem with me is that sometimes it feels like you said, because I said this yesterday when somebody asked me about it. I was afraid to say it in front of you, but I said, fuck it, let's just go ahead and talk a little about this movie. I said, Denzel is cool. Denzel, y'all know Denzel's one of my favorite actors, top 5. But it sometimes feels like he's in another movie. Because Denzel, I told y'all, Denzel don't do no accents. But he tries a little bit sometimes, and then he'll try to do a little something to add some a character that fits within this film, and then he'll just say, he'll just be Denzel again, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
Like I heard traces of like his Shakespearean. Like I could hear him doing Othello in this role. But every so often, especially when he was having fun, he'd just break away from it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Listen, it took me out the movie sometimes. I still enjoy watching him because he's the one that's really, as far as characters go, because he's having so much fun, he's fun to watch.
I mean, he's really stealing the movie that's not about him.
Man, it's his movie by the end.
Yeah.
It really is his movie by the end. He snatched that movie from poor Lucius.
Sure did.
They say he might get a Best Supporting Actor nomination. I'm okay with that. I don't.
Come on.
I don't. Listen, if I was to put on the criteria of Oscar-worthy performances, it's great watching him in the movie, but I don't feel like it's Oscar-worthy because he's not consistent. But he is fun to watch.
Yeah, well, he's also fun to watch because the other stuff is not fun to watch.
Well, that's debatable. I have fun watching.
No. Okay, look, you got the action. I ain't talking about the action.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just between the people.
Oh, you're talking about other characters.
Other
Characters are boring. Yeah.
Well, so
I mean, actually, I like Pedro Pascal's character a lot. He seemed to have, he had conflict and something, of depth going on.
Yeah, well,
but they kind of sideline him a lot.
No, they do. The characters, the craziness, the cartoonishness, all that stuff. I don't care. It's a movie. If you're there to entertain, fine. I can, as you can say, I can pick that brain up and put that shit on the floor and just, have a good time for a little while, put it back in when it's done. I'm not that serious. But the problem for me is that since the characters aren't really pulling me in, I think that the story is lacking. I said that, and the story is also lacking because they rushed this story. Mm-hmm. There's a huge turn of events in the third act of this movie. Huge turn of events that happens.
Don't you go to the bathroom?
It's something. Yeah, because it happens so suddenly that it's not convincing. I was like, really, that's all it took.
That's all it took. Yeah.
Y'all could have done this a long time ago.
Bap.
Yeah. And also Lucius's anger for his wife being killed. The problem with that for me, well, first of all, though, he has only one scene with his wife that just felt like I said, a setup. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really emotional. Didn't emotionally convince me. But he blames Marcus, who's played by Pascal. Marcus led the attack on the city where his wife got killed. Listen, his wife got killed with a stray arrow. But he all of a sudden just saw Marcus and said, I got to be mad at somebody. You. His own. He don't even know.
Right. He's like, who are you again?
He's like, what are you mad about? What I do? Yeah, Marcus didn't kill his wife. So, to be honest with you, Lucius' anger feels kind of random. And Marcus, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but Marcus is not even a bad guy.
Right.
No, he's not.
Him and Lucius got the same interest. So what happens here is for this movie where you have a revenge main plot, these two guys don't even have that much screen time together. And also, this need for revenge doesn't even feel like it's kind of completely justified. Gladiator 2, I think, takes itself seriously, but you should not. I don't think. I mean, because it's ridiculous, And if you watch it that way, you can more easily forgive the story flaws. And some of those even cannot be ignored near the end. But I watched it and I had fun. I had fun with it. Once I let go and I stopped complaining about stuff that was not accurate or things that were just, outlandish, I was like, all right. Like I said before, it's a popcorn action flick. It thinks it's more than that, I believe. But, taking on a lighter, with a lighter approach or a lighter attitude, it can be a lot of fun. I give it a matinee. Probably lean on a high matinee because one thing that Ridley Scott knows how to do, he knows how to do huge scenes. Everything about his movies, even as crazy as they are, if you've seen Napoleon, the thing I can say about Napoleon, the costumes are amazing. His war scenes are incredible. The locations are beautiful. Everything works here. It's just kind of the story and these crazy ass characters in here. So yeah, I give it a high matinee. I think the production is really nice.
It's good production, and that's what Ridley Scott is good at doing. But like I said, his scripts, the scripts he's chosen for movies for the last decade or so, most of them have not been that good, and this one is the same. This is. It's one of these movies where, it says, hey, it's a sequel. So how does it compare? It's like, this is one of those sequels that doesn't justify its existence. This is not a great idea. This is somebody who wanted to make a movie and they're playing off their old IP. To piggyback on what you said about, hey, look, don't take it seriously. Just enjoy it for what it is, the spectacle, the fun. All that could really happen if Connie Nielsen wasn't in this movie and you just called it Roman Deathmatch. Just anything but Gladiator that has to link it to the first movie. Because in doing that, you do have an obligation because you're bringing people in. You yourself, you're being a con man because you're going like, hey, you like that first movie? Come in, I got more for you. And you get there, and like, that's not more. This is something else. This is a lot less than what you promised me. Yeah, and I'm sure you can have fun. It just, to me, it's one of those where just don't expect a lot. I'm stuck between a high rental and a low matinee on this one.
Mental. Give it an average mental right there. What do you think?
So for me, it kind of sucked because I saw those reviews early that were like, "This is the best movie of the decade, the best movie of the year," stuff like that. So I'm walking in with high expectations. And the thing is, I just rewatched the first one before I walked in and saw the second one. So I'm like, "Oh, it's about to be good," because I love the first one. And watching this, don't think it's going to be the first one. It is definitely a step down. But there is a lot of good things with this movie. Look, I'll tell you off the bat, it's fun as hell to watch, man. These gladiator fights are amazing. And Denzel, I would say, best parts of the movie. Like, whenever he left the screen, I'm like, nah, bring Denzel back. No. I want more Denzel. So those are some huge positives in the movie. But at the same time, I feel like the movie did have a lot of bad pacing issues. You know what I'm saying? Not only pacing issues, there was some weird stuff. Like in the Coliseum, now you know how you saying some stuff was taking you out the movie. Mm-hmm. So one thing was kind of taking me out the movie. And this is probably stupid on my part for even saying something like this. But you know how there's a Coliseum full of people, and there's no microphone.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's always a thing.
Listen,
One dude yelling.
Paul Mescal as Lucius, he gives a speech at one point to an army.
To two armies.
And I was thinking, like, from the back, they can't hear him.
I know. I was like, how they hear him
from the back? Those people are like, why we stop?
Yeah.
Some people up there talking shit.
I know. But what'd he say? Matter of fact, even if it'd be playing telephone. By the time it got to that person, they'd be like, yeah. Let's get it.
But when they were doing the Coliseum, this guy's making this huge ass speech and just talking. I'm like, how the hell does anybody ever hear this guy?
Yeah.
There's no microphone over there.
Not even a megaphone.
I know. There's nothing. So that's what was taking me out the movie. That. But look, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I had fun watching this, man. I'll give it a high matinee.
Yeah. Somebody wants to know, is it better than Napoleon? I thought it was better than Napoleon. I thought Napoleon was too long. I thought Napoleon was really inconsistent. I thought the pacing was off.
Napoleon's all over the place.
Yeah.
But the battle scenes are impressive.
No, the battle scenes are incredible. But this is way more fun than Napoleon. If you ask me personally, I like this way better than Napoleon. And I didn't even hate Napoleon. I admired it for some parts, but I I wasn't crazy about it. So might be asking the wrong person.
And it's shorter than Napoleon.
Who was Napoleon?
Huh?
Who was Napoleon?
Who was
Joaquin Phoenix?
No. I said, what was Napoleon? Like, how long was Napoleon?
You said who Napoleon?
You didn't say who. I was like, what?
My bad. How long was Napoleon?
It was close to 3 hours.
3 hours,
I'm about to say, it's a long ass movie too.
Yes.
2 hours and 30.
2 hours.
But it don't feel like it though. It don't feel like.
Nah, that's why I said the pacing in this is much better. I
still that pacing a little.
I'm gonna tell y'all, man. This is where where the first Gladiator felt like it was telling a story and trying to be at least somewhat accurate to its surroundings and history. This really is a video game. You know, it really is. Because at one point you fight man, then another point you work your way up to monkeys, right, and you work your way up to sharks, and then you got the boss fight with the damn rhinoceros there. So you can actually see what this is working at levels. This is crazy, y'all. This is but like I said, I had a good time.
Yeah, I did feel like the first one, the story was a lot tighter than this one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.